What's up, guys? It's Saturday. It's 11 a.m. For some reason, I haven't recorded this video yet. I've been sleeping in bed all day with my cute, soft, cuddly German Shepherd, Bruno. Bruno, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? It's you. It's you. Anyway, I popped open some G Fuel. Don't know why. I just started drinking G Fuel in the morning. But I thought I'd talk to you guys about the best reasons to join the military in 2021 if you are interested in this career field at all. No, this isn't propaganda. I remember one time I was talking good. I don't get why people think because I enjoy my job in the military, I'm some propaganda recruiter. I'm gonna make this blatantly clear. I do not care if you join or don't join the military. I have other stuff than military stuff on my channel. I do live stream video games on my second channel. Trust me, there's more to my life than the military. However, I know a lot of you ask me military questions, and I thought I'd give you guys some pros of joining the military in 2021. To give you guys some context, I've been in the Navy 6 years. I spent majority of my time in the Navy greenside with the Marines because I'm an FMF corpsman. I've been on 1.5 deployments, and the reason I say 1.5 is because one of the deployments wasn't really long at all. And yeah, I think I can give a relatively unbiased opinion because, again, I'm not a recruiter. It doesn't make any difference to me if you join or don't join. I literally have a video on why you shouldn't join. My first point, and probably a controversial one, is I know everyone generically says to serve your country. You know, like drill instructor comes up to you, why do you join? You're like, to serve my country. A lot of that is just filler. A lot of people saying that is just filler because those are the same people dodging deployments, not volunteering on their off time to help the community around them, and just flexing their uniform on TikTok to gain some sort of clout, i.e. not serving your country, you're serving yourself by using your country as a platform to get chicks. But there's tons of other ways you can serve your country. You can be a teacher. You can be someone generalized in the community like a librarian. We need techs and trades. If you are one of those dudes like a garbage man, 1, get that bag, get that head, then leave. 2, you're underappreciated, undervalued. I understand how hard your job is, man. But if you did have a deeper drive to serve this country, the military is probably your best way of doing that. You are literally putting on a uniform and representing your country as a whole while you're deployed overseas. The second best reason is to learn a new skill or trade for free. So as you guys know, in the civilian sector, you normally have to pay for formal education. This involves college, but we're gonna touch on the trade thing first. Obviously, college is a benefit with the GI Bill, but did you know a lot of places on applications, they say they want 2 or more years in experience in this field. The military will pay for your trade, get you certified, and then give you real world experience so you can go stun out on job applications when you get out. Also, a lot of places have this thing called veterans preference. They literally hold an X amount of quota in positions for veterans. So when they're hiring, say they have a quota of like, we need to hire 5 vets. If you're like 1 out of the 3 vets that applied, you're probably getting the job. Did my voice just crack? I'm 24 and my voice just cracked. Now touching on college, you guys go into debt like crazy. Some dudes I went to high school with are literally tens of thousands of dollars in debt for a degree that they're probably not gonna use. I moonlighted at Chipotle at my first base for fun because I was single, not really doing anything. So I started working at Chipotle and my manager had a degree in engineering, a 4-year degree in engineering, hella in debt. And she was working at Chipotle just to get by because no one would hire her as an engineer because her specific specialty normally hires people with a master's. She got so much in debt just to go work at Chipotle. The military will pay for your college, and I'm not just talking about a little bit of college, it'll pay for everything. I've been going to college night classes when I get off of my military time. Every single cent of it has been free. And when I get out, I still have a GI Bill I haven't touched. So I'm about to finish up my degree in January, depending on when you're watching this. And when I get out, I still have 4 straight years of college I can give to my family, use for myself, get a doctorate, whatever. While you're in, there's this thing called tuition assistance. Tuition assistance pays for everything. You don't have to touch a GI Bill. And there's hella time to go to school during shore duties if you're in the Navy. Army, when you're on deployment, you guys have nice bases anyway with the Air Force, so you guys should be set. Marines, it's a little harder because you guys spend a lot of time in the field. I mean, Navy is hard too because of underways. However, on Navy deployments, they normally bring someone on the ship to give gen ed courses, so if you don't have associates, you can do that. When I was deployed in Kuwait, dude, these Army dudes had it so good. They had these little apartments that they shared with everyone. Like me and all my Marines who landed there, bro, we were in disbelief seeing these guys' living conditions. Army Kuwait living conditions are better than like 29 Palm, which is in California, living conditions of Marines. Like stateside Marines had it worse than deployed Army dudes. And with those nice accommodations, they're able to take online courses year-round while deployed. Say if your job doesn't require much out of you, like if you're like the water sanitizer guy and you're just checking the water levels every day, you can be on a computer in Kuwait cranking out school. Like doing 8 to like 16 hours of school a day if you really want to grind. I remember me and my buddy Grady, we used to get off work, we're hospital corpsmen. When I was on shore duty, we would get done seeing patients. One of us, we took classes together, so one of us would carpool, we would drive to Lake County College in North Chicago, and we would grind night classes there. It is super easy to get your degree while you're in. The next reason is to honor a family tradition. Now, I personally didn't join because of this, but you guys know my grandpa was a badass, multiple Purple Hearts, been in multiple conflicts. This guy has confirmed stories in Korea. On paper, you can read about my grandpa doing some like hardcore shit in Korea, and still that wasn't a driving factor for me to join. In fact, I joined on a whim. I didn't have a deeper reason to join. I mean, these are all benefits, incentives that are nice to join, but when I joined, dog, I was just, it's my senior year. You know, I spent majority of my time worrying about wrestling, didn't really care about school. Me and my buddy, I think we were doing lap lanes at the pool that I was working with, because I was a lifeguard at the time. And on the way home, we heard a recruiting commercial, and we just drove to the recruiting office and started signing paperwork because I'm gullible. Ended up being a really cool experience though, so glad it happened. But to answer your question, I didn't have a deeper draw, even though my family is involved with military stuff. But if your mom, dad, grandpa, every single person has been in the Navy, maybe you want to carry on that lineage. Maybe you want to keep, you know, bringing your family's name into the front lines. The next one, and probably my favorite perk of everything, is the travel. You guys, the best time of my life was hitting these different ports on deployment. If you guys have never been to Thailand, actually, you know what? It's gonna be a different experience. If you just went to Thailand for a vacation, you probably don't understand the experience of being locked away on a metal floating box in the middle of the ocean with a bunch of young 20-year-olds, and then all of a sudden you guys get let out and they're like, hey, you have 3 days to just black out every single second. And everyone hits Phuket, the main street, the ping pong shows. Me and Dylan had a beer in our hand almost every second of the day. My liver should have stopped. But yes, travel in the military is a huge plus. You guys, we have debts, training ops, little to and from things that they pay you to go on. You guys, there was a time where a patient had some sort of serious injury. We're floating in the ocean, and we needed a medevac him, right? So I got assigned as the medic to go with him on a medevac. He got put in the hospital in Hawaii, Honolulu. You know what I did for like a week straight? They gave me a government car to drive around in. Well, not a government car. The government paid for Expedia to give me a rental car while paying me per diem because I'm on a task, paying me my regular pay, and I got to just go mess around in Hawaii all the time, chilling. My duties and responsibilities literally took up only an hour of my day. I showed up to the hospital, checked on the patient, said, hey, what's up, man? How's it going? What appointments do you have? Boom, shot it over to the ship in an email, and the rest of the day was mine. What organization in the world is gonna pay you? I went to Hawaii for like a week straight, blowing money, just blowing my own money, and I still came out profiting $1,000 on top of my regular pay that I profited. How does that happen? No other place in the world is gonna give you that opportunity. Going to Guam, going to Japan. Japan was cool for like the nightclub purposes, but a lot of places don't let you in because you're white. They go no gaishin, which I mean, it is what it is. I get it, your history. I get it. Kuwait was cool. Iraq was cool. I wasn't in any combat in Iraq. Obviously, it's a different day and age. Iraq, if you deployed back in the day, probably not as enjoyable. However, in 2020, 2019, you know, there's coffee shops going back up. You guys understand, before this, the whole like war era of Iraq, they had a regular stable economy, like regular like suburbs, like normal ass shit that you would see here in America. So when I was in Iraq, man, we went to this hookah shop. It was like a hookah and coffee shop, like every night. Every night we'd get done with our missions. Obviously I just supplied medical support, so if anyone got injured. However, we would go off base and there'd be this hookah coffee shop where like joint military people, like Sweden, Iraq, Spain, Italy, Canada, all these military dudes were just like all in this coffee shop. Everyone's smoking hookah, drinking coffee, having a good time. I'm telling you, if you guys want to travel and travel for free and make money while traveling, the military might be the spot for you. My little half deployment that I told you about was to United Arab Emirates, UAE. If you guys don't know what UAE is, imagine the USA, how we have a bunch of states. The UAE is like a little version of that. They have 13 states, one of them being Dubai. If you guys have not seen Dubai, their cops, their police force drive supercars like Ferraris. Biggest mall in the world, biggest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa. We would go sandboarding and camelback riding in Dubai. Gourmet chefs waiting on us hand and foot, and a 5-star hotel. That was my deployment at the time, a 5-star hotel. I'm telling you boys, coming from a single mom, and we lived pretty low wage. You know, there's times where my water and electricity were turned off. There is no fucking way I would have ever got in college. I would have ever traveled to all these cool countries, have the savings I do now. If you guys don't know, I do a lot of like stock investing. I'm not gonna say my worth on stocks because it sounds kind of conceited, but I'm doing all right. And that would have never happened if I wasn't in the military. For all you yee boys and people who are super secluded in one type of demographic of an area, joining the military opens up your eyes to a whole bunch of different cultures. Growing up in Illinois, I was already introduced to like a plethora of different types of cultures, communities, all that. However, I met dudes who came here from Africa who've like barely even seen the type of dudes you would find in Texas or Florida. When they're like exchanging their stories with each other, it's so cool to see like the vast dynamics of how different people can grow up and then come together to be in one joint unified force. We had a dude who joined from Russia. Yes, Russia can join our military. There's like a way. He like moved to US and then he joined. But it was wild, man, because you get to get his perspective of it for working for, you know, we're not necessarily allies, we're not necessarily enemies. It's a weird dynamic, and you get to see like, hey man, how's it like joining us and, you know, being on this side? And then some miscellaneous ones we got to list off before the video's over. Early retirement, so if you join at 18, you can retire at 38 with checks for the rest of your life so you can live comfortably. VA home loan and veteran loans, that's right, you pretty much have to put 0 down and you can go buy a house. Small business assistance, there's literally so many like miscellaneous things you can benefit from after joining the military. Free healthcare for yourself and your family. Yes, that costs a ton on the outside. If you don't care for a family right now and you're like a kid in high school, you really don't understand how much healthcare costs in the US. Our healthcare system is definitely fucking broken. What can you do about it besides, you know, finding one of these options? And by all means, you can find other healthcare options outside the military. I'm just saying this will give free medical and dental to your entire family. Once you start having to worry about other people than yourself, it's a completely different mindset. Before I got married and I had a wife, man, life was so simplistic. I could care less if I didn't have like dental support, you know, like it wouldn't have made a difference to me. Now I care about if my wife has a cavity more than I have a cavity. If my wife's in any sort of little discomfort, I'm the first one calling the doctor. It's free healthcare, I'm gonna use it. And gaining friends that you'll have for the rest of your life. I feel pretty close. I mean, besides my 3 best friends growing up, you guys know Brad, Michael, Jeremy. Those guys are like brothers to me. We have matching tattoos. We spent like pretty much every waking moment of our childhood together. Those guys will never be replaced. However, like the friends I had in high school, I feel a way closer bond to like the friends that I met in the military, just because it's such a different perspective, and you guys endure, you know, the shittiness of stuff together. You have to overcome bad scenarios together, and it creates a stronger bond. You guys always hear like the worst thing the military does for you is gives you the greatest friends of your life and then makes you move worlds away from each other when it's time for you to PCS. And now that we're off that sad boy hour, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. And I'm pretty sure we're almost at 70K. I think I'm like 600 subscribers off. We're very close. So if I don't give these away in the next video, it's probably gonna be the one after that. But someone's getting these AirPods.